So the question is, how do I stop my family? How do I stop my family from saying that how do I stop my family from saying that starting a business and running a business is the wrong thing for me? So just stop listening to them. Like, honestly, I'm not going to listen to people's opinions. I'm not going to listen to people's conclusions unless they're trying to get where I want to go. So like an example of this, my mother, my father, my sister and her husband, they're not business owners. They never have been. And sure, in passing, they've said that, running a business is not the best thing, get a normal 9-to-5 job. And my close friends all have 9-to-5 jobs as well. And they've said on very many occasions that I should just do that. How can I run a business? How can I be sure it's going to work? And while it's coming from a place of care, I just don't listen. I don't care what other people have to say who have not been in my position, or are not in my position, I should say, and not where I want to go. Like, I would listen to someone like Jeff Bezos, who is getting close to become a trillionaire. I would listen to his advice. I'd listen to his conclusions, and I would listen to everything he has to say, because he's where I want to go. He's extremely successful. He's got tenacity. He's built a company. He's obsessed with his client and customer service. He's obsessed with creating a product that's going to impact the world. And that's where I hope to go one day. But like I said, if someone is trying to pull you down, a family member, a friend, I'm not saying don't listen to them, but just don't listen. Like, don't listen at the same time. Just sort of nod your head and agree. I think this sort of comes from, like, when we start a business, we're sort of fresh, we're scared, we're anxious. And I think, like, people pick up on that. So like your family picks up on that. So if they see you stressed out, they see you maybe at the start of your business where you're fresh, you're not making money, you're struggling a little bit, which every entrepreneur has to go through, bar none. There's nowhere around it. It's stupid to think that there is. So they're going to see this, and out of care, they're going to pick up on your stress. They're going to pick up on your anxiety, and they're just going to say the best thing to try and relieve you of those symptoms. But just don't listen unless your family members are business owners and they're extremely successful. Don't listen. To that as well, in addition, like, if you're hearing from somebody that failed in business and says to you, don't follow my mistakes, don't do what I did, just get a 9-to-5 job, I would just inquire about the business itself. Why did it fail? And I can guarantee you can probably spot the most common things as to why they failed. It could be like consistency, no niche, about product, about offer, low cash flow, too many overheads, pretty typical things when it comes to starting a business. And find those things out first, because no business is ever going to fail when there's good structure and there's good infrastructure, and there's good niche, there's good pricing, there's good overheads and stuff like that. No business will fail. I mean, most businesses fail because of the most obvious things. It could even be like a social media thing, whatever it is. But regardless, like, how do you stop, getting impacted by people who say, don't do this, you shouldn't do this, get a 9-to-5 job? Just don't listen to people. Go listen to the people that matter. Go do your research on, like, autobiographies of, like, top entrepreneurs and people you respect, and listen to what they have to say, because they've more than likely been in your place before and they've seen a way out. They've created a system to get out. So that's what I would do. Just thank your mom and dad or your friends for, caring for you, and, be respectful. But at the same time, just tell them to shut the fuck up, because they don't know where you're going. They don't know your goals. And just keep it to yourself. Like, I remember when I first started my business, I'm still pretty much like this now. I'm a bit of a hermit. I sort of stay to myself because I've got a lot of things I like to manage in my own life. I don't let negative things come into my life. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to the radio. If someone's having like a negative conversation, I usually walk away from it. I just don't care about those things. And I don't care about trivial things like TV, superstars, what's going on in the world. What's funny is, like, my mum, when we had the coronavirus here in Australia, I had no idea. I swear to God, I had no idea what was going on. And my mum knew I was like that I didn't really care what's going on the outside. Well, I was really always focusing on just on the business and my students. And she had to message me. And the message was something along the lines of, I know you're busy, but this is what's going on in the world. And I appreciate that. But she's never going to come in and say, you need to go out and live in the world and see what's going on out there, take time off from your business, take a rest and all that. She'd never say that stuff. She used to, but she's coming from a place of caring. She's my mother. She's supposed to care about these things and care about me. But I like to keep all my business to myself. I like to keep any stresses or anxieties I used to have to myself. Any bad times in business, I keep to myself. I don't want to burden them, but I also don't want to listen to their opinions. Okay, because I could take an opinion as almost like a suggestion and act upon it, and all of a sudden things just crumble. So if you're starting out in business, sure, you're going to be stressed out. You're going to be anxious. It's normal. You're new. Keep to yourself. Just focus on the things that matter. Stop listening to trivial stuff. Stop listening to opinions. Stop listening to what other people have to say. Unless they've been where you are, unless they have some sort of secret that you're trying to learn. Other than that, just get rid of those people. Get them out of your life. Just focus on the stuff that matters. Like it's not really that hard. Just don't listen to people. People have conclusions and opinions about everything. Just stop listening. That's probably my best advice.